Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, the Copper Owl, bringing you take 2 of the Nerf Retaliator review because I messed up the recording. Okay, so I'm going to try to speed through this. So, this video is going to be like it's in segments, essentially. Like, part 1, I'm talking about my thought process in painting this blaster. And part 2 is the actual review. So, here we have, and so let me do the ad real quickly. Buy my book, The Epic of Cassius Crossroads, at authorhouse.com if you want a Western-style adventure. Is it Western? Yes, it's a Western. Anyway. Oh, please. I kind of don't want Pippa, if you see this, I kind of don't want you to read it. I am just so self-conscious. I'll get so embarrassed I might die. I know you want to do the book club thing, and please, I'll be so embarrassed. Because this video, I'm hoping is going to be seen by the Pippa and her army. I think I don't know how to say it. I prefer the harem. I preferred that one, but no. People pick the Pipakistan, okay? Yes. So, let's get on to it. So, I picked the Nerf Retaliator for the Pippa Army service rifle because it has that very AR look to it. And it's a very common blaster to find. But there is a caveat with that. So here's a little bit of a PSA. There are 2 blasters share this shell. It's the Retaliator and the Recon. The Recon comes in multiple colors. It comes in yellow. That one you can paint. Paint the yellow one. Don't paint the clear ones. Don't paint the transparent blue ones. And don't paint the transparent green ones. But especially do not paint the red ones. The red ones are very valuable, okay? So are the other ones, but the red one, just the stock itself, is worth the other 2 complete, okay? They're very rare. There's also one called what was it, Danger Zone? I forget. Looks like this color scheme. I don't really care about those, but yeah. But those are also rare. People want them. So yeah, if you find any of these, you could definitely trade them for a profit. And some Nerf collector is just going to, I saw one in Goodwill once. Didn't buy it. Because I didn't think it was rare, and I hate myself for it. And then I saw one going on Goodwill for like a lot of money. The auction was going to like almost $100 just for the blaster. So yeah, just go. I don't know why. To be honest, I bid on it when it was at $30, okay? But yeah. So just use the Retaliator. It has better internals. It functions a lot better. And it has better attachments. Like, the stock is actually not bad. And it comes with the front grip. If you can find the whole thing. The barrel's the same for both of the blasters. And all that, so yeah. The magazine I went with is a Crud. I primed it again. Give me a second. Also, whenever you prime this blaster, it needs to fire. You can't unprime it. Like, this is how you prime it. Just go back and do release, mag release. There you go. Pull it back. It needs to fire. Do not keep your blasters primed. It damages the spring. Okay, so this is a Raptor Strike mag. I picked this one because I thought it looked nicer in the blaster. I only could see the darts and everything, and these are Rebel darts. You could get the Rebel darts at Ollie's. They're still there. It's like $4 for a pack of them. And the Raptor Strike mags you could get at Goodwill as well. Two of them tend to come with the Raptor Strike because it can hold 2 of them and all that. But you can find them in those goodie bag things that they have at Goodwills and all that. Or you can find them in a different blaster. I got a bunch of these, okay? So they're not that hard to find. People don't like using them. You can use any kind of mag you want. You could get banana mags. You get drum mags if you want. You get whatever. Because this is a basic blaster in that it's very modular. Just open it up. Very AR looking too, again. Show off the whole blaster. So you could effectively make something like a Rhodesian fowl with it. You can make some SMG looking thing with it. Very customizable. Whatever you want. Because because it was designed for that purpose. It was designed to be like the basic blaster to be made into whatever arrangement you want and all that. But it's a Springer blaster, so it's really slow compared to the Strife. And what did I do to get this? There are plenty of painting videos on YouTube of guys who do this job a lot better than me. You could go to any of them. Some people just paint it all black. They tie it to a string, paint it all black, and then they add the details. Some people use the modeling paint, that stuff. Me, what I did, I painted it dark metallic gray with the Krylon dark metallic gray finish. I painted it all that. That was the base. Well, first I sanded it. You got to sand these things first. You sand them, you take them apart, you sand them a little bit more, and all that. Get rid of all the enamel. There's a lot of enamel here. This is where I messed up, and you can see how badly it got messed up. Okay, I'm going to have to try to figure out a new way because I do have more of these blasters in white. This is a white one. And in blue. With the other white one I have, I'm going to see about not painting the area where the slide goes back because even though it does not impede the performance of the blaster, it does look ugly. It will scratch up. So yeah. Get yourself the whites or the blues. Those are your best options. Except the blue one doesn't work. But anyway, so the one I have, not in general. So continuing, so you sand them down, you take them apart, and you spray them with a base coating of the dark gray, which I did, and then you spray with the colors you want. The pink came out perfect in most cases where there wasn't a problem where it didn't want to stick. You also get yourself painter's tape to cordon off the locations. And also, when it came to like painting this thing, I painted it all white, and then I painted the pink and all that, but back to things. I used this Rust-Oleum flat, and it just did not work right. It kept doing this frosty look thing on it. So I'm probably going to battle scar this blaster, and then I'm going to paint a more proper looking one. Like this was the prototype. And I'm going to use a matted white finish for the next one. And I used this satin pink. But when it came to the blue, I just used a paintbrush and the blue cotton apple barrel matted paint. Okay. And with this, you can see the dark gray again, and it's like, I liked the way this thing looked, so I didn't want to paint it. But it was going to be all white, and the grip was going to be pink, this part, and then these were going to be blue, and the Nerf logo. But like, you know what, I'm keeping it this way. I also used a little bit of silver for the screws, but you can't really notice that. So you can see more of the blue right there. Parts like this are the ones where it's harder for the paint to stick, and that's where you get the most mistakes. Because there's a lot of acrylic on here, and here as well. So I'm going to test out ways of removing the acrylic without having to sand it too much. Because the sanding got to the point where I was actually sanding the plastic off and all that. That's why it's so smooth there. And I left some parts orange because these are connection points and all that. And the trigger. So you don't want to really paint the trigger and this connection point as well. You don't really want to paint those because it impedes it makes them tighter on there. It makes it hard to remove them and all that. It's just that, but also it still gives it that toy look, because even though I don't agree with the whole don't paint the triggers, keep them orange, I still suggest, like, you know what? Yeah, don't paint the trigger. I would ignore it though. I ignore it, and that's only because I know that the cops are dumb enough to arrest a person for having a toy, because that happened to me. They didn't arrest me. They wanted to arrest me, but they realized it was a freaking toy. And that was just a regular blue blaster. So, yeah. And the price prices for these things range. Like if you got a complete one, it's gonna be like less than $10 still, but like $7. You get an incomplete one, you could get it for $3. If you get, you could get, sometimes you have the whole thing and it's $3. Sometimes you just find a blaster and it has one of the parts on it and all that. So yeah, these things are very inexpensive. Don't buy these online for full price and all that. The full or normal priced one is like freaking $27, and they don't even sell these in the stores anymore. So yeah, don't pay full price. If y'all want a video of me actually painting another one, comment below. I'll try to do it, but I don't know if it'll be good or anything. So yeah. Also, what else is there that I'm missing? Don't forget the sandpaper. Normal spray painting thing. You go to another YouTuber who's going to do the painting video, who does the painting videos. He will do a better job at doing that than I can. So, let's get on to the review for my normal fans. Also, yeah, this was all for the Pippa Army. I showed it on Twitter, and I was so happy. Thanks to y'all for liking the image and everything. I greatly appreciate it. I thought I was going to get just 20 likes, and I was like, wow. So that's why I'm making this video. Is just, one, I wanted to do a review. I was planning on doing the review, but also I was just so surprised as to how much people loved it that I was like, you know what? I want you all to enjoy this as well. Okay? So, and the spray paints, they cost like $7 for the Krylon, $6 for the Rust-Oleum, and it's like $3 for the sandpaper, and $1 or $2 for this. So it's going to cost you around like $30 in total to paint one of these things, but it's like, again, you're probably giving super chats to Pippa, so I'm like, you know what? If you really want to have fun, let's have fun. And all that. So, now on to the regular review. Oh yeah, the mags tend to be a little bit. You can use any mag you want. I just like this one. And all that. Just in total, it's going to be like $40. Yeah. But so let's get to the review. So this is take 2. We see what, you can see the results pretty much. The FPS, I got wrong. Because the blue blaster just did not work right. And then I put on the Pippa blaster. And it was like, oh yeah, that's 9 and day. The Pippa blaster is like 68 average. I said okay for that. Because this would have been a bad. Now I said okay. Accessories, great. Look at this thing. Again, you have a full-blown service rifle here. And all that. And that's just the Retaliator. The Recon also is pretty good with its accessories. Having a unique... It's not a good stock attachment point, but it holds an extra magazine. 6-star magazines. And what more could you want, really? Get in there. Yeah. What more could you want? This is the original. Like, again, we say in business that this is a good magazine because it holds a mag. And now but we had one of the whole time. But this one's more sturdy. Also looks nicer. Ta-da. Put that on the Pippa blaster. Let's see how that looks. Again. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. Baby. So, very customized. So, accessories good. The other one came with a flashlight too, the Recon. And I have several of those flashlights. Well, it's a red dot and a flashlight. You can adjust it. And I have the transparent clear one and the yellow one. So, then you have the sling attachment point. She said it was okay because it does. You got one on here, and if you have the Recon stock, yeah, it's like okay. It has one as well. You can see right there. So yeah, it's okay. It just depends on which one you get and all that. So it's not bad. Comfort, I said it's okay as well. It's using the regular one. It's like, yeah, it's smooth. It's weird with my thumb. I don't know why. I don't know if that's a me thing. All that. So, okay. Looks. I said this thing looks good because this thing looks good in pink. This thing looks great. And all that. This thing looks good in no matter what color you put on the darn thing. Okay? Again, that very AR look. But I would say don't paint it all black. This was the first blaster that the Nerf fans really said, like, no, do not paint this all black. So that's why I say profile is bad. Tactical points, I say, are good because they do their job. You know what? I'm going to change that. Because one of them's on the slide. That's I have a problem with that. I'm going to change it to okay. Yeah, so the scores are changed. Rockets, bad. It was really tight. And I'm not putting them on. Well, I showed you. Yeah, I'm going to put it on. I'm going to put it on the other one since I have it right here. Pippa blaster, because putting on attachments onto the rails also kind of scratches it. But yeah, it's very tight right there. The rocket launcher's not worth it. And also how you can't really prime it back effectively. So yeah, rockets are bad. Mega, on the other hand, that thing was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. If I can find it. Yeah. Because this blaster is essentially the first pulse rifle with this thing. You don't need to spend $100 on getting a Nerf pulse rifle. You got it right here. Look at that thing. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Oh, I love the look of this. If I could have another one of these, man, I'm giving y'all the Pippa Army a freaking shotgun a barrel. It's not really a shotgun. It's more a grenade launcher attachment. So yeah. Internals? Well, we could look at the internals. We need to bring these back. Look at that. Looks good. Looks good. Feels like I'm looking at the insides of a frog. You know when you look at their underbellies? This is good. Modability, we've been modding these things for years. When I say it's the pulse rifle, I mean people are gluing things onto this thing, okay? And they're changing out the springs and all that stuff. Practicality, it's okay because it's more of cosplay now. There's a reason why you can find these so cheaply in Goodwills. It's because, yeah, they're very common, but they're also, they're not as good as they used to be. Even modded. There's so many better blasters. And like every blaster nowadays is like a pump action. It's not a top prime anymore. But it's okay. Again, you could do not much with it because it has very limiting tactical points. Which is a shame. It's just as good. But it's not a bad blaster. Especially you got one that works right. It's shooting at 70. So it's very decent. So I say. Practicality, it's okay. And price, you can only really get these thrifting. Don't bother buying these online for a large amount of money, like new in box, just because sometimes they're primed too. That's the thing in the Nerf community where it's like the blasters are primed when they're in the box, and they like that for years if they're new in box. So yeah, don't. So that's my warning with you with getting these things in box. So. But for for $5 and less, perfectly fine, especially with all the attachment points. So I say it's good. Now, it's everything. It's a mag springer. It's your primary with all the attachments. It's your secondary without the attachments. And it's your extra that you could just give to your buddy. It's literally one of the most perfect blasters. It's just been power crept, essentially. And should you buy, skip, or novelty? Now that, I would say, novelty. Again, there's better things in the market right now. But it's like what you can do with it and the fun you could have with this thing. I say, like, yeah, I can understand why you'd want to buy this. And also, they sell really well with kids. $5. Again, if you get a bunch of these for like real cheap, there you go. $5 at the flea market. And I include mags and darts, okay? Don't cheap out on the kids. Well, thank you all very much. You all have a nice day. Bye-bye.